and then we got one. This beautiful and special little creature will be a revolution in the livestock industry. Our super pigs will not only be big and beautiful, they will also leave a minimal footprint on the environment, consume less feed, and produce less excretions. And most importantly, they need to taste fucking good.
So your character is an activist, is passionate, strong. Is that what attracted you to it?
Definitely. I love the fact that she fought for what she believes in and that she doesn't risk putting herself in harmful situations in order for the betterment of good. And I really respected the ALF in general, and also the fact that she's the only female in the group I thought was pretty cool.
So the movie deals with things like politics, friendship, animal defense. Which topic of the movie is more important for you?
For me, I think what was something that was really interesting that I got out of this was that Misha is such a young girl, but she's not afraid to fight for what she believes in, and she's not afraid to use her voice. And I thought that was really inspiring because I wrote a book last year which talks about finding your voice, and sometimes that comes a little later in life, and to see a movie about a young girl who already has that in her and is using it to fight for what she believes in, I think that was really powerful to see a movie where she is the lead, you know. And I think kids today, from my interactions with them, young people, they're really hungry for change and they aren't afraid to use their voice, and so this kind of mirrored that, and I thought that was really important.
And what do you expect the people is going to learn from the movie?
I think there's so much to be learned, or at least to be talked about. You know, the movie didn't set out to teach or to preach necessarily, just to spark conversation, and whether that's about politics, environment, nutrition, love, loss of innocence, or what have you. But I think one of the main things is to become a more conscious consumer. You know, we're not saying don't eat meat, it's just if you do, like, know where it comes from, or know where your money, what companies your money is supporting, whether that's with product or clothing or food. So just to be more aware.
And how is working with the director? Was difficult because English is not his first language?
Bong speaks English so well. Everyone warned me beforehand, and then we started having a conversation. It's as if there's no problem at all. And he knows exactly what he wants in terms of the vision of the story. He storyboarded every scene, every shot, every line. But he pretty much handed us a comic book at the beginning of the film and said, this is the edit of the movie, and then we shot that movie. So it was really fun to work with him. He's so lovely and funny and really so smart, and there was never a communication barrier at all.
And cultural barriers, did you find different?
South Korea was so interesting to be in for 5 weeks of shooting, and of course there's different, you know, cultural traditions, and it's very different there, but they very much incorporated us in, and a lot of us had never been there before, so we really wanted to explore and kind of take it in, but at the same time the story involves us coming to Korea as fish out of water, in a sense, so we were able to kind of mirror our experiences a little bit.
And going back to your character, what did you put of yourself into her?
Well, the first meeting that I ever had with Bong, we were discussing the character, and I said as a kid I was quite scrappy, meaning I just was down to get dirty, I didn't really make a lot of fuss, I just loved being in nature, and I was scrappy. And he'd never heard that word before, and so he started referencing that all the time. And so playing Red, it allowed me to almost go back to that instinctual scrappiness. And like I said, I was the only female in the ALF, so I got to just hang with the guys. It's not glamorous. You're really just there for a purpose, and I got to just kind of go back to that.
Did the movie make you more aware of the situation of, you know, how we treat animals for food?
I had to do a lot of research before the movie in terms of watching documentaries and clips of real ALF members, as well as reading up on, you know, consumerism and kind of the big business side of things and big companies. So it definitely was hard. It was shocking and kind of woke me up a lot to what I found. I've always been a pretty conscious consumer in terms of the food, because I used to love watching food documentaries and figuring all of that out. But it left me more so knowledgeable about where your money is going, and just a more conscious consumer in general.
You should know the situation is not good.
Each night before you go to bed, my baby, whisper a little prayer for me.
Such a shame you had to tell all those little white lies.